6 a.m. today, 6 a.m. tomorrow. This is the life of a Nintendo fan that I lead. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing freaking fantastic. I don't know how your Monday could start off any better than a Nintendo Direct announcement, a General Direct, a 40-minute Direct. Oh, and by the way, it's 24 hours away. It's happening tomorrow morning. I'll be live streaming bright and early, all right? 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. Link in the description down below. Please join me. These are literally the best moments that we can have, and it's so good to share them together. So I hope to see all of you there. Yes, you with the fun face. Come on, and you with the hidden face, and you with all... Okay, enough of this little act. Let's talk about some other stuff, including Nintendo, on the heels of their Direct, does something so shocking and so unbelievable. I still don't believe it. I think it's a big lie. Sort of. Let's talk about Nintendo Switch OLED Pokemon Edition. All right, the pre-orders went up this morning at Target, which is very weird because the pre-orders didn't go up ever for the Splatoon 3 OLED. So I figured same type of deal for Pokemon, but no, the Pokemon Scarlet Violet Edition Switch OLED went up on Target.com this morning and sold out. That tells me, though, that pre-orders should go up at Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, and maybe other places, so keep your eyes peeled. If you do want this one, I personally think it's going to be more popular than the Splatoon one, even though I think that the Splatoon guy is the true gravy. I think this is the true, like, man, oh man, you just want to eat that one up, and then you combo with the Pro Controller, and you're just feeling fantastic. I do like the aesthetic. The purple and red, though, I just don't think are as good as the ombre. Anyways, if you want one of those OLEDs, you're probably going to want to pre-order it, and you're going to want to probably keep your eyes peeled on those other websites, as Target is now sold out. Strange how Nintendo organizes this, like, no pre-orders for Splatoon, pre-orders for Pokemon Scarlet Violet. All right. Yes. Now, the Nintendo Direct is coming tomorrow everywhere except the UK. As we sort of foretold, Nintendo UK is not live streaming the Direct. Instead, they'll be airing it as a VOD, a video on demand. After the Direct, they're going to just post the video out of respect for the Queen. So this proves that they were, in fact, considering shifting this Direct. They opted not to shift it, yet instead, the UK is just not airing it. But of course, you can watch it with me, or you can watch it on, you know, Nintendo of America or whatever. But yeah, good on them for always just trying to be the most respectful company in the room. I don't know. I think that's kind of nifty, and you still can see the Direct. So one thing about the Direct that I've heard that's a little weird is Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp could be either shadow dropped or announced to come out later this week. That would be really surprising, but it would make a lot of sense given what Nintendo feels about that game, because they kind of feel like it's the inappropriate one, it's sort of the embarrassing one, and they almost, it seems, want to act like it doesn't exist. Remember, that game is good to go on the eShop. Someone actually got it off the eShop a few months back. They're just waiting for Nintendo to basically, like, flip the switch, open the gates, and then it'll be out. I also heard some other interesting things from Jeff Grubb and Nate Drake, and to me it sounds like they're not really as sure as we thought they were. I was very sure that they were very sure that the Zelda ports are coming, but now it sounds like even Grubb is saying those Zelda ports may not come till 2023. It seems like the thing they're most confident about for tomorrow, and the thing you can sort of hang your coat on, is the Metroid Prime Remastered. It seems like everyone kind of agrees that is going to be there. But in terms of Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild 2, Donkey Kong, F-Zero, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, everything else is kind of murky. And so that to me is very exciting, because this Direct could have some cool surprises. This Direct could have some things that nobody's predicting, and the flow of show that we were expecting, like Zelda, Metroid, Fire Emblem, Zelda, it actually may not happen. It may be a very different show, and that wildcard element, pretty freaking cool. So we'll find all that out tomorrow morning, but what did we find out today? Today we found out Nintendo did something insane, and when I saw this, it's like, man, I was up at 6 a.m., am I seeing it right? You ever do that? You're like, what the frick is that? My brother just texted me that he got a new puppy? That's too good to be true. And it's cute. You're like, oh my gosh. They brought back, what are those things called? Oh man. They were like fruit juice squeeze things, and you'd put a capsule in them and it would change the color, and they had faces like made out of the plastic. I don't know, but they're bringing those back. You just wipe your eyes because you're like, it doesn't seem real. And when I saw that the best-selling game in Japan ever just unleashed, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because we were sort of led to believe, and I really thought that Splatoon 3 was, yeah, it's kind of going like up and down. Some people were really gung-ho about it, some were not. And yet Splatoon 3 is now the best-selling, fastest-selling game in Japan ever after 3 days. We're talking more than any Mario. We're talking more than any Pokemon. We're talking more than the Animal Crossing phenomenon that swept the world by storm in 2020. This Splatoon 3 at 3.45 million copies in 3 days in Japan alone. That is insane. Like, I want you to understand what we're saying here, okay? 3.45 million copies in Japan alone in 3 days. Most games never even get there. Most games never get there after months and months, all the countries, all the systems. One system, one country, 3 days. This thing is going to sell 5 million copies in its first week in Japan. Now we have a fresh perspective, right? When you look at Splatoon 3 and you say, why did they put this game out if it's sort of very similar? Oh my gosh, this is why. This game is insane. And we, in our YouTube sphere, right, in our internet, social media sphere, underestimate how many players are out there that don't watch these darn videos. I mentioned it last week that like the difference between a boring YouTube Nintendo release and a boring actual in the real world release is very different. Games that don't garner any interest on YouTube may be huge, and games that are huge may not garner much interest on YouTube. And this is such an interesting case study because Splatoon 3, by all accounts, seemed like it was withering and almost being questioned, and yet we kept saying and hearing like this is one of Nintendo's biggest titles of the fall, so like of course it's gonna do great, right? But it's basically the same. I mean, the single player, there's some quality of life. Oh my gosh, everyone bought it. And that's the brilliance of Switch. There's so many players and so much love for these franchises that even if it doesn't reinvent the ink, even if it doesn't reinvent the Splatana or the TriCaster, it still has a chance to try million sales in try days. What on earth? It really seems like a falsehood. Splatoon 3 is the fastest selling game in Japan of all time, and I wonder what beats it. You think about what could beat it, and I don't know that Breath of the Wild 2 could beat it. I think Breath of the Wild 2 will sell incredibly well, but in terms of that rampant fervor right out the gates in one place, call me crazy, but I don't think Breath of the Wild beats it. You know, Animal Crossing was an anomaly that took the world by storm. Pokemon is just like the forever franchise that sells guaranteed double-digit millions. Splatoon 3 put everybody on notice that maybe what we think isn't always the full picture, because we're limited to sort of a hardcore, dedicated, very committed to watching on YouTube, interacting with the community, and there's a whole nother community, a much bigger community out there that don't give a darn about SwitchForce or Discord or Twitter conversation spaces or Fama boards, right? They just buy the games and play them. Kudos to Splatoon. That team, those people must feel the love. Some of them did Animal Crossing New Horizons, and now they do Splatoon 3. How on earth are you that good? Or how do you just garner that much love? If we want to do a secret sauce evaluation, that's the sauce we need to uncover, because crazy. 3.45 million copies in 3 days. One place. Dudes, I'm fired up by that. I mean, it's great. It's great for Splatoon. It's great for Nintendo. It's just crazy. Split Pad Compact is coming to the West, all right? This was the sequel to the Split Pad Pro, which I thought was a really nifty Joy-Con. Before I had my fixture, which is like the thing where I put the Pro Controller and the Switch on top, and like that's the way I play. It's right here. I always used the Split Pad Pro. It's like those big chonky Joy-Con. They're making a compact version of that looks more ergonomically friendly and a little less grotesque, and it's called the Split Pad Compact, and it's coming apparently on Amazon December 7th. It comes in a nice white style and an apricot red style, and they're looking really nice. It does have better Joy-Con. It's got a better D-pad. It's got nice form factor and bigger space for your hands, but do know it does not have motion controls, nor HD rumble, nor NFC chip, nor IR camera support, meaning you're not gyro Splatooning with this, which is sort of the big bummer. I mean, it is an alternative, right? And it's trying to convert sort of the Switch, and so they've had to make some sacrifices. The price is interesting. So the price is going to be, let me pull it up here for you, $50. So it's two Joy-Con for $50. That's $25 each instead of like, you know, the $80 or whatever for Joy-Con. So you are saving a significant amount. But if Splatoon is your game, which judging by the sales, it's a lot of people's game, then this probably isn't for you. Everybody else, though, I think it looks great. Actually, it's December 6th. They lied. Not December 7th. I think it looks really cool. I'll probably try these out and do a review of them. It's giving me Steam Deck vibes. And that's a good thing. This whole week is good. We're getting a Direct tomorrow. All right, Splatoon is crushing it. And I'm just excited to share it with you. I think we're going to have a lot of surprises, a lot of fun. So I hope you join me for the stream tomorrow where we find out the future of Nintendo for the next 6 to 8 months. Should be pretty nifty. Hollow Knight, Game Boy Advance, Donkey Kong, and probably Switch Sports because the golf update is due any month now. In the meantime, though, let me know what you think is going to happen. And if you're shocked and awed by Splatoon, thank you so much for watching. Hope your week is starting off great. I know it is because tomorrow there's a Direct. And that's one of my secrets to positivity, flag pulling. You put flag pulls and things you're looking forward to. And then you're like, wow, there's a lot of flags. Life is pretty good anyhow. Small tip. Maybe I'll divulge that in more detail in a video soon. In the meantime, though, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Love you lots. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Until next time, SwitchForce out. I'll see you at the stream tomorrow. Yes, right? Okay, cool. Boom. Be there.